What's up, guys? Matt here for Matt's Movie Review, jumping back into the Stallone zone. As usual, you know by the title, we are talking about the 1994 action flick with Sylvester Stallone entitled The Specialist from 1994, right after Demolition Man, this movie came out. So a little bit different movie than Demolition Man. I definitely don't want to give too much of this movie away, so there will be some spoilers at times throughout this review, but I don't want to give this, give it away too much. I will say that right off the bat, because I want people to revisit this movie, or if you've never seen it and you've always thought about it, but you didn't really know if you wanted to see it or not, definitely check it out. You know you're going to get a pro review from me because, as you know, this is a Stallone-based channel, so I may give this a little bit more of a favorable review than maybe some other people will. And but that's just what I'm going to do, because in my eyes, Stallone doesn't do a lot of wrong. Now, when Stallone does do movies that I didn't like, I will be honest. If you watch the Stop or My Mom Will Shoot review, you'll know what I'm talking about. Or the Driven review. As much as those movies, as much as it hurt my heart to review those movies and give negative reviews to those movies, I was honest about it. But let's talk about The Specialist. Great surrounding cast for Sly in this movie. You had Sharon Stone playing Mae Monroe. You had James Woods playing Ned. Trent. Rod Steiger playing Joe Leone, basically the head of the mafia family. Eric Roberts plays Thomas Leone, who is Joe Leone's son in the movie. So a really good surrounding cast for Sly in this movie as well. He basically, the name of the movie is The Specialist because Sly is a bomb specialist or a bomb expert. And they show that in the beginning. That him and James Woods are basically partners, and through a series of events, they end up becoming enemies. Like I said, I'm going to try not to give too much of this movie away. I want you guys and people out there who have not seen it to really watch this movie. So basically, James Woods is the main villain of the movie. Eric Roberts also plays another villain in the movie, and Sharon Stone plays a woman who wants revenge. So she hires Sly and also hires James Woods. So there's kind of a battle between all three of them in this movie. It's kind of a cool little twist in the movie, I thought. But Sly is always kind of battling James Woods throughout the movie. And Sharon Stone is kind of caught between the two, and she, through the movie, falls in love with Sly. So there's a love story in there. So you get the drama. There's some great action in there. James Woods plays a great villain. I think he's definitely the standout character in this movie. Sly is always good. In these types of movies, in my opinion, Sly is always good. So you know what you're going to get from Sly. But really great performance from James Woods. Sharon Stone bears it all in this movie, as she did a lot of times in the 90s. I mean, this was the height of Sharon Stone's career. This comes after Basic Instinct and the movie Sliver. Right after this, she did The Quick and the Dead and Casino, which she was spectacular in. But it's another movie where she's going to take her clothes off, so, you get that, and she's an absolutely beautiful woman, and really, really beautiful and sexy in this movie. Stallone also bears it all in this movie. He's in tremendous shape. I mean, he's big in this movie, really ripped, great shape. And probably because he knew he was going to be taking his clothes off with Sharon Stone, so he wanted to compliment her. And so that's a thing you don't see a lot from Stallone. There's not a lot of movies where he has love scenes to this magnitude. And so, but he, He did a really, very good job in this movie. Eric Roberts, very underestimated. I've always thought Eric Roberts was underestimated. I was really glad to see him in the Expendables, and Sly brought him back for that movie. I think he's very underestimated. I'm not sure why he doesn't get more major roles, more starring roles. But he's really good in it. There's some really good visual effects, all practical effects, great explosions, starting from the beginning, going through the middle to the end of the movie. Really good special effects and loud explosions, and in my opinion, visually stunning. Takes place in Miami, has a little bit of that Miami feel from the 90s in it. Sly has this multicolored shirt on the movie that you're like, Sly, please burn that shirt at the end of this movie. But it was indicative of the times in Miami in the mid-90s, and has a little bit of a salsa feel to it. The soundtrack has that kind of salsa Miami feel. It was directed by Luis Llosa, however you say his name. He also directed Sniper, which I'm a big fan of, and Anaconda, which is probably one of my more favorite creature movies. So good director. And so like I said, I didn't want to give too much of this movie away. I really wanted to stay away from diving into the story and saying, oh, this happened and this happened. And I really wanted to stay away from giving too much of this movie away because I really want people who haven't seen it to watch it. So I was very, very careful in this review not to give away a lot of the plot. I gave you some plot points. Obviously, you know by the cover what's going to happen in the movie. If you watch the trailer, you know Sly's going to fall in love with Sharon Stone, and in the end, they're going to win. I mean, you just know that. You know, James Woods is the main villain, is probably not going to make it. You know, Eric Roberts is probably not going to make it. And I would have liked to see Eric Roberts actually last a little longer than he did in this movie. I'll say that. But the movie is slow at times. There's a couple of scenes with Sly and Sharon Stone's character where they're talking on the phone, and they're never showing the talking live. A couple times they do, but most of the time he's listening to these recordings of their conversations, and I think that's kind of boring at times and kind of like, a little stupid at times, in my opinion. Kind of held back the movie a little bit to me. It gets a 5.0 on IMDb. I would give it closer to a 7. I enjoyed the movie. Like I said, I'm a lot more pro Stallone than maybe some people out there are, so I'm going to give it a higher rating. But the 5.0, I can understand because some people are kind of in the middle. Some people liked it, some people didn't. 23,000 and some viewers, it gets a 5.0. So, you know, the movie also did very well. Well, you know, I mean, the movie cost about $45 million to make, and it made $170,400,000 worldwide, so that's a hit. Definitely did really well, and like I said, I think that's because at the time Stallone and Sharon Stone were both very popular at this time. It was a height of popularity pretty much for Sharon Stone, and the height of popularity for Stallone. Kind of the second chapter of Stallone after the 80s. He had started having a lot of success in the 90s here. And so, you know, you had a really good couple leading roles there. And I think that's why it made $170 million worldwide. So it definitely made some money. So I'm going to give it a lot more of a positive review. I thought it was a good movie. Good action scenes when they were there. Like I said, great explosions. Now I have this movie on Blu-ray. It looks amazing on Blu-ray. For a 1994 movie, this movie cleans up good. And it sounds so good. When I watch it on my surround sound system, I mean, there's times where it's like the explosions are really loud. Like I was like, holy hell, is my house exploding? It sounded really good and it looks really good. So it's definitely worth it on Blu-ray. I think I got it for like $10 on Amazon. And definitely worth an upgrade on Blu-ray, for sure. So, yeah, I liked it. Like I said, James Woods plays a really good bad guy. Classic James Woods. He's that bad guy is that even though he's a villain, he's a cool villain. He's like the coolest bad guy you've ever seen, James Woods. I really enjoy James Woods. And Eric Roberts, like I said, is another standout character in it. Sly's good. Sharon Stone, beautiful, puts out a pretty good performance. So a better than average movie, and a movie that I think is not talked about as much. But like I said, I tried not to give away and talk about the story and everything that happens in it too much because I really want people to go out and check this movie out, The Specialist. Another point of view, another review that you could watch on this movie is from a friend of the channel, Matt at Rambo Wrath for Life. He has, I think he gives more of a mediocre review for this movie. I don't think he loved it. I don't think he hated it. It's somewhere in the middle for him. So if you want to see a different take and a different review on the movie, definitely check his channel out. But overall, I thought it was a better than average flick. So check it out. Let me know what you think. If you guys have seen it, leave a comment and let me know. My next review coming up is going to be for Demolition Man, which I've wanted to do for a while. I was waiting for it to arrive on Blu-ray because I wanted to also give a Blu-ray review of it. And so definitely tune in for that. That'll probably be tomorrow. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back again fairly soon right here in the Stallone Zone. Take care.